Miriam Gillis. There is no turning back. It's happening now. Cosmic Light Update May 2022. There is no turning back. It's happening now. Cosmic Light Update May 2022. Blessings, beautiful family of light. We have been being bombarded with so much solar activity that there is no turning back now. The light codes are coming in very fast and we are processing them much quicker than ever before. However, these extreme waves of light has also caused a major boost within this ascension. These solar flares, solar winds, and coronal mass ejections have been divinely orchestrated to cast away the dangerous energetics, and the protective shielding of our magnetosphere is being repaired. It's happening now. Cosmic Update April 26, 2022. The Energy of the Flow by Dr. Shavi, DNI, Disclosure News It. The magnetosphere of our continuing enlightening and swiftly vibrating Earth Gaia was filled earlier in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time, with dense particle waves while solar wind traveled at over 400 km per second. At this moment, 10:36 am, the density of the particles has slightly lessened, but wind speeds, however, are above normal, traveling at approximately 416.4 km per second. Another solar wind stream from a coronal hole located directly towards our planet is scheduled to reach our orb on Saturday, April 30, the same day as the new moon and solar eclipse. However, because cosmic events have their own consciousness, the wind could build up and flow in strength and greater kilometers per second at any space/time moment. Because we are only a few days away from the new lunar energy and eclipse of our Sun, cosmic vibrational frequencies will certainly elevate. Whenever the winds are relatively slow-moving and in normal ranges, and particle waves lessen in pressure around our planet, and when solar flares are low in potency, A class, B class, and lower numbered C class, these are when our physical vessels, emotions, and mindsets can pause until the next powerful flow of energetics begins in solar flares, solar wind, and coronal mass ejections, as each of these events brings particle density and pressure to our magnetosphere. For those who are new to this information or who need a reminder, the magnetosphere is a field surrounding our planet which attracts charged particles from the great central sun, which then sends them to our sun and onto our planet. This requires that our planet have a very active internal system. However, when the magnetosphere is damaged due to it being engulfed with a collective human consciousness of disharmony, one of whose examples involves chemical experimentations which infiltrates planetary consciousness, dangerous distortions in its protective capability occur which allow unnecessary dynamics from beyond our solar system to enter. Thus, not all cosmic energetics are advantageous to our planet. As has been discussed previously, this is where the mercy of source frequency enters the cosmic picture. Rather than allowing mankind to destroy itself with dire experimentations, source is performing a sacred transformational action to disarm the potential danger. Solar flares, solar winds, and coronal mass ejections have been divinely orchestrated to cast away the dangerous energetics, and the protective shielding of our magnetosphere is being repaired. We, too, are being repaired by being given a gradually increasing crystalline frequency rather than being kept solely carbon-based. Mainstream science, which sometimes discovers knowledge that is astounding and which is not in their textbooks, has found that the high energy of solar flares, for instance, activates DNA in the mitochondria, which carries information throughout the nervous system. This portion of our DNA accepts photons, light, more advantageously. We are, therefore, moving away from electricity, or electromagnetic frequencies, being the main way of sending messages throughout the aforementioned nervous system. Therefore, solar flares are encoded messages, and in this new now, light and sound transmission and reception has become our primary method of communicating cosmic messages to us and from us. The flares and coronal mass ejections are types of photonic oscillations, movements of energy, from spiritual atomic frequencies, angels. They have Adi Shakti, primal power, life, taught in the ancient Vedic scriptures and whose powers are described in other world scriptures as well. Let us remember, for example, a teaching about the sun from the biblical verse in Malachi 4:2, the sun will rise with healing in its wings. Another very interesting teaching is from Sri Gautama Buddha when he revealed one of the 12 vows of the medicine Buddha as being, to awaken the minds of all sentient beings through the transference of light. Traveling back further through time, the ancient Kemetu, original inhabitants of Egypt, referred to the sun as Aten, which translates as solar disk. The light from the sun was called Ra. One of the aspects of source was known as Amen Ra, which translates as hidden eternal light. They recognized that source has numerous attributes or characteristics. They did not worship a plethora of gods and goddesses. This is a misteaching primarily of the Western philosophical framework, which must be corrected. The sun was one of the attributes of the All. It was not worshipped. It was honored. One of the healing therapies of the Kemetu was to hold a clear quartz crystal pointed on both ends. One point was towards the sun and the other point was towards the part of the patient that was challenged, and then allow the rays of the sun to bathe that portion of the physical vessel for several minutes. The transmission of light from the sun into the patient created a healing energy. In so-called modern times, quartz crystals are used in various kinds of technology, from watches to computers to spacecraft. So much of what mankind thinks it has newly discovered was already known in ancient times. Unfortunately, modern mankind has misused much of the ancient knowledge and is paying a consequence for having done so, as well as for telling untruths regarding certain ancient cultures whose lineage walks our planet in this now and whose DNA is from beyond this planet and is connected to many other galaxies. Technically, everyone is from someplace else beyond Earth, Gaia. However, there are those whose ancestral DNA heritage holds advanced knowledge. As cosmic events back off and then surge forward in the coming hours and days, light activation symptoms will lessen and then seemingly suddenly arise again. This process allows us recess prior to further downloading and upgrading. Many have learned how to ride the waves while they are incoming and how to acclimate to them once they have arrived. Some of the symptoms to be aware of as the cosmic energies announce themselves are the following: headaches, sometimes feeling like a migraine, dizziness, congested sinuses, stomach issues, heart palpitations, anxiety, feeling drained of energy, lack of hunger or thirst, sore muscles and joints, strange dreams, awakening between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. and having difficulty getting back to sleep, heat sensations, tingling in extremities, not feeling like doing the usual daily activities, work, school, community service, forgetfulness, clumsiness, constantly dropping things, anxiety, and more. Please remember, not everyone will experience all of these symptoms. The more that our cellular records are cleansed and cleared of debris from the ancient or recent past, the less the symptoms occur. This is because greater light is able to enter our system without hindrance. Everyone, however, must learn how to relax more and how to allow the energy of the flow to elevate our individual and collective consciousness. If you have not been writing in a journal, consider doing so. Your experiences during prayer or meditation or daily activities may have vital messages for you. We want to draw forth enhanced enlightenment.